All right, let's talk about a really interesting e-commerce niche, anti-stress toys. They might seem kind of simple, but they actually solve a very real, very human problem. So today, we're going to break down the blueprint for turning this simple product into a successful online shop. Let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? Maybe you're in a meeting, or you're trying to study, or just think, and you've got this restless energy. Your hands just need something to do, and your brain feels a little scattered. Well, that feeling, it's pretty much universal, and it's the real reason this whole product category exists in the first place.
And that feeling, that really specific, super common feeling, well, it's not just a problem. It's a golden e-commerce opportunity just sitting there. Think about it. It's a chance for you to provide a small, simple tool that can make someone's day just a little bit easier. And honestly, that is an amazing foundation to build a business on.
Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to look at why this is such a good opportunity, how to find your specific niche, choose the right business model, build out a smart product range, sell with trust, and then how to launch your shop simply. All right, first things first, why is this niche so good for a new online seller? Well, it really boils down to a few key advantages that lower your risk and, boost your chances of actually succeeding.
So, let's break this down. For starters, these things are lightweight and super easy to post, which means your shipping is going to be cheap and simple. They're also totally gift-friendly and a classic impulse buy. But here's the really cool part. The repeat purchase rate is high. Someone buys one for their desk, they love it, and then they come back for another one for their bag, or maybe as a gift for a friend. Oh, and they're absolutely perfect for creating product bundles.
Okay, now this is probably the most crucial strategic decision you're going to make. Please don't try to sell every single stress toy to every single person. The real secret here is to find a very specific audience, your niche, and then become their go-to shop.
And this table just illustrates that point perfectly. Just look at the direct connection, right? Office workers aren't just typing in toys. They're searching for desk toys for stress. Students are literally looking for fidget toys for studying. When you target a specific group like this, you can build your whole shop, your product descriptions, everything, around the exact words they're already using. That is a massive advantage.
Okay, so you figured out who you're selling to. The next question is, how do you actually structure the business itself? Well, there are a few different paths you can go down, and each one has its own level of effort and, potential reward.
First, you could just curate and resell cool products you find from different suppliers. That's by far the fastest way to get started. Option 2, you could white label, which just means putting your own brand on products that already exist. If you're the creative type, you could even design your own. It's more work for sure, but then you have something nobody else has. Or, and this one's my personal favorite, you could build a super focused niche shop. Like you decide you're going to be the #1 best place online for, say, quiet fidgets for meetings.
All right, let's talk about actually stocking your store. One of the biggest mistakes new sellers make, honestly, is offering way too much choice. It just overwhelms people. The real goal here is to have a small, smart, really well-curated collection.
Yep, that's the number, 6 to 12. That is the magic range to start with. Seriously, just 6 to 12 really carefully chosen products. It makes your shop look confident and professional, not, cluttered and confusing. It actually helps your customer make a decision instead of just clicking away.
So what should you have in that starter range? Well, a really strong lineup covers a few different needs. You're going to want something silent, for meetings or the classroom. You'll need a good tactile squeeze toy for stress. Something with a rolling motion is great for focus. A cool desk toy for breaks is a must. And maybe some sensory putty or dough for calming. And finally, you definitely want to throw in a themed bundle to offer some extra value. Something like a study focus kit.
Okay, this next part is maybe the most important section of all. In a market that can be full of some pretty wild claims, your single biggest advantage is going to be trust. And you build that trust by being honest, super clear, and responsible in how you describe your products. And here is the absolute key. Remember this. You are positioning them as tools, not as cures. You are not selling medicine. You are not selling a cure for a medical condition. You are selling simple, helpful tools that give someone a nice sensory break or help keep their hands busy. That's it, and believe me, that's more than enough.
I mean, just look at the difference in the language here. On the one side, you've got these risky medical claims that are just going to destroy any trust you build. But on the other side, you have honest, real-world benefits. Saying a toy is a focus aid for studying? That's helpful, and it's true. Saying it treats ADHD?
That's a dangerous claim you cannot make. You want to live in that second column, always. Trust also comes from just being really, really clear on your product pages. The biggest reason for returns in this niche is just unmet expectations. So be clear. How big is it? What's the material? And this one is huge. What's the noise level? Is it silent, a low click, or loud? Just adding a simple little note like noise level silent can slash your returns and make customers so much happier. Okay, we have covered a lot of the strategy, the why, the who, the what, and the how. Now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle, actually bringing this thing to life and launching your shop without all the usual headaches. So, if you remember one thing, remember this. Success here isn't about having hundreds of products. It's about having the right products for the right audience and presenting them with clarity and trust. That's the whole strategy. Now, let's talk about execution. And that brings us to the big practical question, right? You've got the great idea, you've picked out your first products, but how in the world do you build the actual shop if you're not some tech genius? How do you skip all that tech stress that stops so many people before they even start? Well, one really simple answer is to use a done-for-you service. Make Local for Global is a great example of this. It's a solution that's literally designed for people who want to focus on the fun stuff, the products and the customers, not on fighting with website builders and trying to figure out code. An approach like this just solves all those major headaches right out of the gate. A professional store is built for you. It's ready in just 5 days. You don't pay any commission on your sales. All the techie stuff like your domain name and hosting is just handled, and you get dedicated support if you need help. It's really designed to be the fast track to getting started. And the best part is, the pricing is super simple and totally transparent. A plan like this is just one affordable fee for the whole year. It covers everything you need to get launched and start making sales. No hidden costs, no nasty surprises down the line. So, let's just end on this thought. When you zoom out from the business side of things, what's the real purpose here? You're not just selling bits of plastic and goo. You're selling these tiny moments of calm, or focus, or relief. So the real question to ask yourself is, what kind of calm will your shop create?